Yeah, we're live. Okay. So, how languages change the way languages shape the way we think. Okay. So now, what are the points you guys have? What is the first principle you would like to bring out? Mind map.
Different.
That languages guide reasoning.
Okay. Languages guide reasoning. Example for this.
So the accident example where he broke the vase, and in English you would blame him more, but in another languages you won't.
Which language you want?
Spanish.
Okay. One example is English versus Spanish accident. Next example.
That bridge example.
What about the bridge?
It is feminine in German and there is masculine in Spanish. So she said that if you ask someone about a bridge in German, then they will use some feminine words like beautiful, elegant. But whereas in Spanish, they will use words which are more masculine, such as strong and like that.
Spanish and German. Okay.
So can we give like examples that are not from?
Sorry, that are not from. No, no. We'll have to. While we make the mind map,
Can you?
we are confining it to what she said. No, you can in case you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's you can, but maybe not for now. Let's. Yeah, but what is your example anyway?
No, I don't think it's a like a. But I'm thinking about like how Aryabhat got zero from Sanskrit.
But how is it changing his reasoning?
It's changing reasoning
How?
because like
Like in the
I
case
mean
of
no one thought
English,
of.
in the case of English, when you look at accident, the concept of responsibility is changing. If you're an English speaker versus if you're a Spanish speaker, the way in which the language is there, because the language brings a certain structure. That structure is shaping the reasoning that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What, third example?
Can I say?
Yeah.
Uh, in Cook Thayor, the direction of time is based on land rather than the person. In English, it's based on the person, while in uh, Thayor, it's based on the
Which
land.
language? Sorry.
Uh, Cook Thayor, Kuuk,
Hmm.
Thayor,
Th. Th.
with a space between them.
Cook. Space.
Th
Huh.
Th A
Huh.
Yorr
Huh.
E.
Okay. Which is the other? Okay. For this, what would be the translation?
Languages help in reasoning the world. So different languages uh, have different reasonings of reality.
Okay. It's like patterns of thinking due to the language. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What is the next principle which she talks of?
Different languages have different cognitive abilities.
Okay. Examples?
As
Uh,
in of
like again in Cook Thai, or they have better orientation abilities than other languages. English, they have better counting. We have better counting abilities. Sorry, too much.
Why English has good counting abilities?
Because we can list the numbers one by one and say
But it is
and
true of
count
most languages, no? In Telugu or Hindi also you can count well, no?
examples of one. This is not giving them an edge, but we are saying that like English, there are some languages which have this cognitive
Okay,
ability.
let's look at pirahas. Does she talk of pirahas?
Not really.
Pirahas live near Amazon River. They can't count.
Okay.
Okay. Any other example we have of cognitive abilities?
and
One
she
is of
uses example of the color distinction between Russians and some
Russian, correct?
hmm,
Shades of blue, no?
yeah, Golu boy and Cine. Golu boy for the light blue shade and Cine for the dark blue shade.
No, I think there are 15 different shades, no?
No, but in that video that was
Yeah.
So
mentioned.
she was talking about blue and how blue would the color blue
Yeah.
changes in
Shades
the
of blue.
shades.
Yeah, recognizing shades of blue. Then, any other example?
The counting example.
Does she say in English you can count better?
Then some languages. She did not specify which language actually.
Okay.
No, she said that some languages do not have numbers like 6, 7, or 8, so they would skip it.
Okay. What is the translation for this?
Different languages prime the mind to have better abilities than others.
Languages shape ability of mind. Okay, what would be the boundary of this?
Language doesn't restrict cognitive ability.
That's what doesn't restrict or train but enables. It only makes it easier for you to have this because you have the environment but doesn't restrict or train. It only enables. Next, which other principle does she state? Any other principle in the talk?
That's the whole I found.
Shweta, you slept with this also? Shweta, are you there?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other principles you found?
Uh,
You all wrote mind maps, no more points. Arya?
No, I think this video was short little, so I could not find more.
Still, you'll have a lot of them.
like people who
How
speak different languages will pay attention to different
how
things.
research has different
More than 95% people
English,
said that public
so it
speaking
is
skill is a
only
learnable skill. And if it is a learnable
Sorry?
skill,
most research is done in English, so it is limited to that language and its
It's demand,
abilities.
no?
Yeah,
As
that's why they
Juliet
didn't want
say,
it.
what's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
What's in a name?
Well, that
Is this
suggests
the one you
that maybe language doesn't craft reality. These arguments have gone back and forth for thousands of years. But until recently, there hasn't been any data to help us decide either way. That's some of my favorite chorale that really mean everything. Imagine as you're walking,
Are we missing something here?
that would actually get you oriented really, really. Oh, we don't have magnets in our beaks. We do it. This is an English speaker to from right to left. Let me give you and from left
The way you organize
of time there.
Ingenious human mind is.
Where
Could
does
be
she
a
make this point?
point on how languages are dying
Where does she talk of languages dying?
in the end.
Yeah.
Is it a remark or does she come up with some points around it?
He comes around some points, but not much. Not enough.
Okay, what are the points she says? Okay, this one we say languages shape the way languages change what we pay attention to.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Towards the end, what does she say? Languages dying. And what comments does she have to make about languages dying? What comments does she have about languages dying?
I don't quite remember.
What is this big deep early?
So that's about how she just summarizes how much effect language has on life.
What we know about human mind is very less. Does she tell more about this?
No.
It's about how you think. It's how the language that you speak shapes the way that you think. Right? And that gives you the opportunity to ask, why do I think the way that I do? How could I think differently? And also, what thoughts do I wish to create? Thank you very much. It shapes the way that you think. Right? And that gives you the opportunity to ask, why do I think the way that I do? How could I people elsewhere? And our studies of usually American English-speaking undergraduates at universities, right? So we're losing about one language a week, and by some estimates, half of the world's languages will be gone in the next 100 years. And we can create many more. Languages, of course, are living things that we can hone and change to suit our needs.
Languages.
Now, the tragic thing is that we're losing so much of this 7,000 languages spoken around the world. And we can create many more. Languages, of course, are
joins this
living
remark
things
with
that we
another
can hone
remark
and
which
change to
she
suit our
says
needs.
that we should
The
have
tragic thing is that we're
research
losing
in
so much
other
of this linguistic diversity
languages.
all the time.
Wait,
So we're losing about one language a week.
Wait, she's speaking about linguistic diversity. We have 7,000 languages now, so that's a lot of diversity. And what does she say about, wait, this is dropping. Linguistic diversity is a point. And what does she have to say about linguistic diversity? We're losing one language per week.
By some estimates, half of the world's languages will be gone in the next 100 years. And the
Half
even
of
worse news
world's
is that right
languages
now,
are
almost
gone.
everything we know about the human mind and the human brain is based on studies of usually American English-speaking undergraduates at
Knowledge of mind is based on English. Okay, anything else which she says?
you would was locked on the landscapes. A dramatically different way of thinking about time. Centric of,
What does she have to say about penguins?
I could
It
ask a
was
5-year-old
about counting the penguins.
Yeah, she was explaining
Anyway.
how counting is different in different languages and how we can't count sometimes.
But now,
Now it's easy for us because we have numbers.
because of this ability, we humans are able to transmit our ideas across vast reaches of space and time. Right? We're able to transmit knowledge across minds. I can put a bizarre new idea in your mind right now. I could say, imagine a jellyfish waltzing in a library while thinking about quantum mechanics. Right? Now, if everything has gone relatively well in your life so far, you probably haven't had that thought before. But now I've just made you think it through language. Right? Now, of course, there isn't just one language in the world. There are about 7,000 languages spoken around the world. And all the languages differ from one another in all kinds of ways. So some languages have different sounds, they have different vocabularies, and they also have different structures, very importantly, different structures. That begs the question, does the language we speak shape the way we think? Now, this is an ancient question. People have been speculating about this question for forever.
The different
Charlemagne, Holy Roman
structure
Emperor,
thing
said,
also
to have a second language
is
is to have a
kind
second
of
soul.
important, that languages have
Quantum
different
mechanics.
structures.
Now, if everything has gone relatively well in your life so far, you probably haven't had that thought before. So those air vibrations are trapped. Now, as I'm making sounds with my mouth, as I'm abilities that we humans have, we can transmit really complicated thoughts to one another. Because I can. This is one of these magical abilities that we humans have. We can transmit really complicated thoughts to one another. Because I can. This is one of these magical abilities that we humans have. We can transmit really complicated. Because I can. Traveling to. Okay, I hope that's happening. Because of this ability, we humans are able to transmit our ideas across vast reaches of space and time. Right? We're able to transmit knowledge across minds. I can put a bizarre new idea in your mind right now. I could say, imagine a jellyfish waltzing in a library while thinking about quantum mechanics. Now, if everything has gone relatively well in your life so far, you probably haven't had that thought before. But now I've just made you think it through language. Now, of course, there isn't just one language in the world. There are about 7,000 languages spoken around the world. And all the languages, humans are able to transmit our ideas across vast reaches of space and time. That's how.
So the languages and thoughts. This is a thread which you guys probably missed. What are the examples she has around languages and thinking?
That we can generate any kind of bizarre thought in our minds.
Yeah, understand thoughts which we never thought before. Right, understand sentences which we never thought before. Okay, anything else? What are the points she says? Sounds make sense to us because of language. Then what was the other point? Bizarre thoughts. Then there's one more.
Happening. They're hitting your eardrums, and then your brain takes those vibrations from your eardrums and transforms them into thoughts. I hope. Okay, I hope that's happening. So, because of this ability, we humans are able to transmit.
And we're able to transmit ideas. Yeah. So for this, what is a translation? Linguistic research. Our study of mind can be based on many languages, not just English. Is this okay?
Yeah.
What would be the boundary of this? not confined to existing languages. Now, what would be languages and thought? What can be a translation? So we understand what this means.
Languages helps us to understand and
How
transmit
languages,
thoughts.
yeah, understand, create. Yeah, what would be the boundary for this?
Thoughts can be created even without, I mean,
Yeah, without thoughts can be created without language as well. Okay, so now we have total of 4 principles, no, in our mind map. Now, what are we supposed to do with this mind map? Assessment, right? So what is the step 1 of step 0 of our assessment is?
Make the mind map and write 3 examples for the abstract word.
Make the mind map and make sure we have examples and make sure we have our boundaries. Examples for clarity. It is cloudy without this, indistinct without this. What is step 1?
To cognitive grammar.
No, this is for assessment. Think of scenarios, correct?
Yeah, think of 4 scenarios.
Yeah. No, step 1 is pick a principle. Step 2 is think of 4 scenarios. What is step 3?
Write few scenarios that are in the boundary and few that are near the boundary.
Trespass boundaries in a few. Step 4,
Sir, I have a doubt.
set up traps. Yeah, Harsha.
It's like cognitive grammar isn't useful in making assessments.
Definitely it is useful.
Why are we skipping it?
Or you want to make a cognitive grammar first?
Well, if it is useful, then yes.
It was in the second step. Cognitive grammar.
Yeah, but let's try without the cognitive grammar once.
Okay.
Be fun. So, which principle do we want to pick?
Cognitive abilities?
Okay. So, the principle we're picking is cognitive abilities. Can we write a translation of this principle? Languages can improve cognitive abilities. Correct?
Sir, different languages improve different cognitive abilities.
Yeah, a language can improve a cognitive ability.
Yeah.
Okay. So this cognitive grammar can be A can improve BC. Let's see values of A, B, C. Where A has to be a language. Okay, let's say A language. C has to be an ability. So we wrote this examples here, no? From that we can write English language can improve counting ability. Russian language can improve and then what else do we have? Orientation. What is the name of the language? Uktayore. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Ideally you can freeze his ability, but if I have a degree of freedom to vary ability also, I can make it more general, no?
How? I mean,
Like instead of ability, I can call it a capability, I can call it a composure, I can call it composure.
yeah.
Orientation being composed.
Mhm.
I can bring more change if I'm allowing C. If I don't bring C and if I put ability, then you can't vary so much, no?
Yeah.
It's like a restaurant allowing you to vary only the base of a pizza, another restaurant allowing you to vary the base, the flavor and the toppings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the second restaurant is giving you more freedom to customize the pizza the way you want it to be. So now our principle is clear. Can we think of 4 scenarios here? Four scenarios.
Some needs to be right and some need to be wrong, right?
No, the right and wrong we'll do it in step 3. We just need scenarios.
Okay.
So scenarios would be some ability, no? So think of some abilities.
Counting penguins.
अरे उतना डायरेक्ट डाल दोगे तो ओके इनडायरेक्ट बाद में करेंगे ठीक है काउंटिंग penguins. Another scenario.
Differentiating or distinguishing.
A color, okay. Then distinguishing shades of blue. Then
What do you call it for determining the direction?
staying
Exactly.
oriented.
Yeah.
Staying oriented, telling direction. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to slightly get out of the boundary. Tell something which she never said. She's saying counting penguins. But is she talking of
You can do math better if you know English.
doing mathematics? Counting and doing mathematics are not essentially the same. Distinguishing shades of blue.
You're more artistic if you know
Colorblind डाल देते हैं, colorblind. If you're not Russian, you're
Also.
colorblind. You're colorblind because you can't tell the difference between the two shades. Then staying oriented,
Cycling.
cycling.
Balancing.
Okay, cycle balancing. Telling direction. और इसको सेम ऐसे ही रख देते हैं, telling north. You don't want all options wrong, no? Now what do you want to do? Is doing maths right option or wrong option here?
Wrong.
Now what you want to do is you want to make doing mathematics appear like
Counting.
you
Like
want it
it's
to
the
appear
right
like
option, right?
right option. So you have to change your wording so that what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Arey,
Can we
like
write
speak
because you can count better, you're more brilliant in mathematics.
correct. Do you realize what we're doing here?
We're using tricks, right?
What tricks are we using?
Like we're changing the language and the composition of so that the wrong appears to be right and the right appears to be wrong.
Correct. Actually इसको थोड़ा सा क्या करते हैं ना, some languages do not have counting and so they do, so these language speakers struggle with mathematics. Do you realize why this is a better trap than the previous one?
Yeah, because it sounds true.
Exactly. And when you put a negative word, no, to process a negative word takes more time.
Really?
To process do not takes more time than to process do. So that can also make people get lost and they'll give up on thinking. When you give up on thinking, you'll go by the feel of it. And when you go by the feel of it, you're in my control. I'm controlling your mind. Yeah, colorblind. Now, what do I want to do with this colorblind?
I had a trap in in my mind based on this.
Yeah,
Painting a brilliant sky. Just because you can know different shades of blue. Arun, we cannot hear you.
sorry.
Like, since Russians can paint a sky better.
No, but our trap was colorblind. No, our trap was to say that other people are colorblind.
No, what I thought that just because they can distinguish shades of blue doesn't mean they can paint better.
No, but we in step 3 we already wrote colorblind. No, build on that. That's a different trap. I'm saying build on colorblind trap. What did she say? Russian people can be recognizing blue shades better because they have more names of blue. But did she say that
So
they can't distinguish others can't distinguish between colors?
So then we are using the same kind of trap, right?
Yeah, English speakers are weaker than Russian speakers at distinguishing between shades of blue and can be called partially at distinguishing
how is this for a trap? I came up with
blue
a
and
different
green
thing.
and can be called You realize the trap here?
Is how is this for a trap? Like we can say that um, Russian speakers can differentiate between hot pink lipstick better than a I don't know what's the other shade of pink.
No,
Some
but
other shade of pink
you
lips.
guys are missing one thing. Respect the structure. You should have told these ideas in step 3. Step 4, you don't change the structure. Step 3, what did you do? You created the scenario. In step 4, what are you doing? Change words to set up traps. You're only changing the words. The situation is already created. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
if you want to change the situation, go back to step 3 and change. But when you jump between steps, the problem is you'll end up confusing yourself. So you freeze the situation in step 3. Shweta, can you articulate what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, you put the red hat when you're in planning stage of step 3 and execute it in step 4 without.
Exactly. Otherwise, you'll be in confusion because you're trying to do too many things at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you people told me balancing of a cycle as a situation. It's a wrong consequence. She never meant that you can balance a cycle properly. But yeah, you created this. But we need to make it appear correct. It's too obvious that it is wrong. We need to make it appear correct. How do we make it appear correct with our wordings?
Uh, they can.
Professional cyclists speaking that language, Kuku language, are better because they have better orientation.
Okay. Coke, Tayore, speakers, excel in cycling because they have
Cycling tricks,
cycling what?
cycling tricks like balancing and stuff.
You know what is a key trap in this thing? Your traps are, you have to put your traps through some words which feel good. Like here, which is the word which is feeling good?
Balancing.
Balancing feels very good. So people might think that it's a correct option.
How does balancing feel good? I did not get this.
Orientation and balancing, they go together.
Yeah, I was going.
And excel is a positive word again. So overall, it gives a positive feel to it. And your English speakers are weaker.
Varun, you're muted.
Then Russian. The moment you see Russian, you will be remembering of blue.
Sir, in
Then
your second,
partially is a trap. Do you see how partially is a trap?
yeah, it's not staying in extreme, so you think it's balanced.
Exactly. You're weakening the option to make it appear feel good.
Sir, I just have one thing. Is like
So
uh,
here what will happen? Some languages do not have counting. That counting becomes a trap word. And struggle is a weak word. You're not saying they cannot do maths. Mathematics again feels similar to. Why are we highlighting these green words?
Traps.
Exactly. You're playing with a few words because these are the words which will supply the feel. So this has to be a feeling of correctness. That's why it's green. Although it is a red option, there are so many greens to make it.
Right. I mean,
Are you getting it? It's a red option,
yeah.
but these greens dominate the red. Now what do you do with this north option?
We apply another trap, the
Exactly. There,
anti-trap.
exactly. So there has to be something which makes it feel to be wrong. There have to be red words inside the green box.
Oh,
Cuckoo theory speakers can always navigate in mazes.
अरे वो गलत बोल रहे हो ना, ये सही होना चाहिए, सही होना चाहिए लेकिन गलत दिखना चाहिए. Yeah. Cuckoo theory speakers Okay, first let's write normal. Can point towards Okay, now how do I make it feel wrong? Cuckoo theory speakers can point towards sunrise and sunset direction.
We add the word always.
अरे तब वो गलत हो जाएगा ना. We have to only make it feel wrong, not make it wrong. Do you guys understand how we misunderstood? You went outside the boundary of the structure.
Yeah.
You're making the option itself red. By putting always the option itself is becoming red. उतना भी गलत मत बनो. It should be correct, but it should feel wrong.
how do you do that?
So instead of can, you have to make it cannot. How do you make
Okay.
it cannot? When you put cannot and direction, people will see that cannot and direction and think it's a wrong option
Yeah.
because you're expecting a can and a direction.
Yeah.
So basically, these traps are meant for whom? All those people who solve reading comprehension questions with treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Most of the times, what did I say? People don't read the whole sentence and try to understand the essence of the sentence. They read a few words and then come to conclusions. Now you want to trap those people who read a few words and come to conclusions. So I want to make this can into cannot, but it should stay true. Cannot point towards.
Oh my. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
It's actually a very easy trap to get past, but you can have some trust in people's stupidity. No, this is still going wrong. Is it correct? Yeah, they cannot point towards wrong direction. No, that's still wrong. How do we change it to keep cannot?
Why do we have to keep cannot? Can we just replace cannot with never?
No, but it is possible that they can point in the wrong direction. No, just because I know the right direction doesn't mean I'll point there.
Okay, I hate to repeat myself, but what about cannot always?
Yeah. Yeah. When you say cannot always, it's a safe bet to pick, unless it's a certain event. Did you get my trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot always is always a safe option to pick unless it's a certain event. Because it is not saying this way, it is not saying that way either. It's a
Yeah.
diplomatic option. It's a politician's favorite. Don't pick a side. Just tell something and get out of the interview. Did you guys get what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you get?
It's well,
We have to
diplomatic.
make the option feel opposite than it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay, now pick the next principle. We'll practice one more. Step 1, next principle. Which principle do you want to pick now? Last time Harsha picked, so this time Shweta. Which principle?
Languages change what we pay attention to.
Okay, can you guys give me some situations? What situations do we have?
English versus Spanish.
Doer of the action,
Could you repeat that again?
situations. Doer of action, masculine, feminine.
Yeah.
Time, direction. Let's take doer of action twice. Yeah. Now masculine, feminine. Can you think of a situation which is outside the boundary of what she meant by masculine, feminine?
Like a real male and real female. Like there's no difference. Like every language has.
Sorry, every language has?
I mean, that's just masculine, feminine, just for objects.
Oh yeah, just because it is masculine or feminine doesn't mean it's actually like she said, actually male or actually female.
Okay. Gender of things changes based on region. Doer of action,
Spanish speak like
in a court, an English speaker will sentence a prisoner for more time than on another language because they think.
Is this what she says? Is this what she says, Arya?
Sh- th- I, I I think it's wrong.
What does she exactly say? In what context?
She was saying that in English you would remember that who broke the vase more than the actually that the vase broke. But in another language like Russian, you would remember that the vase broke and not who broke it.
Hmm.
Then it could be better if we say that English speaking prisoners get longer sentences.
No, then it becomes too obvious. English speaking judge may sentence the a, a criminal more than a Russian speaking judge. So this is like a very borderline case. Then time direction. Time goes slower for few language
That
speaking.
feels obvious.
Are Harsha, do you realize you're not falling into the structure? Shweta, can you tell him why he's missing the structure here?
Because you're doing step 3. I mean, you're doing a different step when.
You're doing
Yeah,
step 4 when you're supposed to do step 3. Step 4 may will
Yeah.
change it to have traps and all and to make it look that it's right.
yeah, don't worry too much about it. Just think of a situation which is wrong. You try to do two things in one step, you'll fumble.
Okay.
Yeah, doer of action, I want a correct option here. Okay, pay attention to the English speakers. Pay more attention to the builder than more attention to the builder. Yeah. Now what do we want? These three are our wrong options. I'm not saying in every question only one option should be wrong, but right now we're doing it that way. If you want two to be wrong, you will take two greens and two reds. Yeah. Now how do we modify these three so that they have some green words in between? A stone becomes
Yeah.
what is a trap over there? I didn't say German, I said Germany.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not talking of the language, I'm talking of the region. How do we change this?
How about English speaking judge and Russian speaking judge have to have different sentences for the same criminal?
Hmm. Yeah. So the trap is we are using the same word in the video. So we're making them overconfident that they know it because they recall some familiar words. You understood the spraying method, no?
Yeah. But
Basically, what word are you trying to hide over there? The word which is supposed.
Always?
Exactly. This is the word you want to hide. You want to hide that word. So you spray a lot of green words so that the yellow word which you're supposed to pay attention to is hidden. As in, this is the word if you had paid attention to, you would have saved. Here, which word would have saved you? Green. She never spoke about green. Here, which word can save you?
I second.
Yeah, she never spoke about cycling tricks. She only spoke about orientation. Here, which word can save you? Always. Here, which word can save you?
Not.
None. You have to look at the context. Yeah, time goes slower for a few language speaking people. Clocks go in the clocks move in the opposite direction in a few countries as their languages are different. So what are the trap words here? Languages different, opposite direction. All of this you pick up from the video. Is this convincing? You guys are silent.
Yeah. Can you speak up?
English speakers pay more attention to the builder. How do I make it appear wrong? How can I make it appear wrong?
For English speakers, the builder is more important than. Sorry.
But that kind of.
How about Russian speakers focus more on the accident, on the building? That's why English speakers pay more attention to the builder.
Sorry, Russian speakers pay more attention to the. I don't want this to be wrong. I want it to appear wrong. Did you guys get my intention?
Yes.
It has to be a green shaded option, but there have to be enough red words so it appears wrong. You think of it this way.
How about Russian speakers never pay attention to the builders?
तो वो option ही
Wrong हो जाएगा. Yeah, right. Sorry. Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Sorry.
is this okay? Which are the misleading words? Do not. When you say English and do not and attention. The saving word is building. So what are your takeaways from this discussion?
My first takeaway is that follow steps as they're given. Don't jump between them.
Yeah, that is a big takeaway for Harsha, no?
Yeah.
Don't jump steps. Because you'll end up doing two things at the same time and confuse yourself. Because you're setting up traps, no, you better set them up very carefully. So every step you have to do it with a lot of focus. Or rather, I'll say focus on one step at once. Then
That traps in such a way that it conveys the opposite emotion, the option, the
okay,
option.
traps convey opposite feeling. But don't change meaning. Change feeling, not meaning.
Arun poet.
Change feeling, not meaning. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you change meaning, you're making that option color only change. Then what else? What are the other observations? Come on, guys, you have to reflect more.
Having green words in a red option makes it more difficult to distinguish if it's right or wrong.
Okay, spray words, spray misleading words. To hide actual meaning. Okay, then
I was going to say something similar, like hide the words which give away the meaning of the option, the actual nature of the option.
right, that's what it is. Then what does this tell us about the way in which people respond to questions in an exam?
People skim through the options and try to find the keywords which makes them think the option is right or wrong.
Right. So behavior observation is people look for keywords. People don't read but skim. So if you've been a part of this game, when you guys go and write competitive exams, what will you do?
You know that they want you to skim.
Yeah, not all exams, but yeah, you know that they're setting up some traps for you and you can see them more easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in that movie, Oh My God, he says, no, तुम जिस कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हो मैं कॉलेज का प्रिंसिपल हूँ.
Yeah.
You've not seen Oh My God?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that he goes no to buy idols and that person says it's a very good idol, buy it, buy it. Then he says ना जिस कॉलेज में तुम पढ़ रहे हो मैं उस कॉलेज का प्रिंसिपल हूँ. You don't remember?
I don't think I remember.
Even I don't remember this dialogue.
You saw Gopala Gopala.
It's the same thing, we know that.
You know Gopala Gopala, though it comes very clear.
But actually,
Wait, it's a different.
हाँ फल्ली तो देसी है.
Where Govinda comes from?
सोचना पड़ेगा.
I don't think you're gonna find the movie on YouTube.
Why? Yeah, okay, anyways. So he says it in that, no? So how do you bring this strategy when you solve problems?
Look
That
for the
it-
trap words.
It's a game between you and the
test maker.
question creator. Like right now you're the question creator, but when you guys go and write your competitive exams, you're the question solver. So you play this game and you make sure that you don't fall. It's a zero-sum game. Either the question creator wins or you win.
Yeah.
Right? So sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course it does.
Okay, so let me see who can create most trap questions before the end of the day today.
Okay, on which video? The first one or the second one?
This one only.
Okay.
I'm sharing this link with you guys so you can make a trap out of this.